Oversaturated, oversaturated, oversaturated.
The podcast.
Oversaturated, oversaturated, oversaturated.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnnie.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 66.
66. Route 66.
All right, man. See, every day, every time we record, I think I'm gonna come up with some bars with the number, but then I forget. Then I forget to. Then I think I'm gonna freestyle it, but I'm like, nah, I probably shouldn't.
Hey, I just keep it simple, baby. Whatever comes to my mind.
I mean, Route 66 is pretty prominent, so yeah. I'm not mad at it.
Goes from Chicago all the way to LA.
There you go.
New
listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated the podcast. Instagram is Oversat the podcast. Twitter is Oversat podcast, and our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about Oversaturated is there. All previous episodes are there.
And I am the Mind of Ralph on your social media platforms.
On Twitter, I'm JON2_B. Instagram, JBS_ESL_AAMU. Almost forgot.
Oh, you got it.
Right, what talk about? Those who are watching the video, you guys can see that we have a guest in the building with us.
Yeah.
This is a guy that I've known for a long time, actually. I think we were like kids, teens.
Yeah.
Didn't know that he was into music or doing music until a few years ago. And I saw him, we're doing a secret show here. I was like, turn up then. So I want to welcome Anthony Lucius to Oversaturated. Thank you for joining us, man.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Glad you could be here.
I should not you know what? I should not do
You shouldn't. I don't know why you did that.
I don't.
It's okay. It's a habit.
I know, man.
We still, yeah, man. We're getting adjusted to being in the studio.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah, man. So he'll be with us throughout the episode. We'll do an interview with him later. So feel free to join in on any of the topics. All right, man. So Ralph, how you feeling, bro?
Oh, it's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a dope pod to step to.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm feeling good. It's been a interesting 2 weeks now.
Yes.
Since we actually chopped it up. Me and Johnny always stay in communication with each other, but actually seeing them.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah.
First, Johnny gonna be mad. But first, I must say, happy Founders Day to the great, wholesome men of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. 108 years of mass enthusiasm. Root to the good bros. That's all. Oh, yeah. That's all I want to say. But I've been doing a lot with the frat. We recently just had Founders Day yesterday. The whole weekend filled with events, galas, and all kind of shit.
I know. I seen you on your presidential-ish, man. I seen you out here.
Man,
looking debonair. Is that the word?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then we went down to Carbondale a few weeks ago. Well, not this weekend, but past weekend, with some boys from Eastside, Cahokia, and St. Louis. Pretty much first-generation college students trying to get their feet wet, trying to see campus life and all that great stuff. So we're able to kind of show them a good time, youth leadership conference, stuff like that. Team building exercise. It was a good look. I
see you out here on your leadership tip.
Trying, man. Reach one, teach one, baby.
That's dope, man. I applaud you for that. Now I feel like I'm lacking here. I'm slacking here. I feel like I need to do more.
Well, hey,
you inspire me.
Stop.
No, I'm serious about that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, the holidays coming around, man. I'm not doing too much. Like I said, I'm inside, man. I've been outside enough this year. I'm gearing up for my trip to San Diego. Other than that, I'm not doing nothing. I'm trying to rest because come January, it's my busy season. So y'all not gonna see me at all. I mean, y'all still hear me on the podcast, but I'm not gonna be out at all. Listen. It's wild, man.
0 to 30.
That's a fact. You doing anything for holidays, Anthony?
Spending time with friends and family.
Yeah.
That's really it. Working on the music, getting ready for next year.
That's what's
that's
up,
what's
man.
up.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that more later. All right, man. So you want to get into it?
Yeah, man, off the dome.
Off the dome.
Off the dome. Mine is fairly late, but I'll just throw mine out there. It was a timeline conversation between shout out to Dante from Views from the Seven. He always throws out some asinine comment, and I just have to go at it. It just hurts me. It's like to see things, and I have to comment on it. But if you had to pick between these two rappers, which one would you go with, T.I. or Ludacris, and why?
Oh, I seen it.
Yeah, we was going back and forth for like, it might have been for 2 days.
Honestly, it would depend on what we talking about. But off the top of
let's just say this, because the preface of the conversation was albums.
Yeah.
Like ranking them, like who has the stronger first four.
Okay.
So that's really what it is. Because you're right, it is a preference at the end of the day.
Yeah,
because they're nothing alike.
No, that's a fact. And if it's strictly off of preference, my preference is Ludacris.
Okay.
That's my preference.
Okay.
Ludacris raps better than T.I.
Okay.
Like that's just it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, but I like T.I.'s first album.
This is where I'm at with it, right? Now, we did like a top 15 list. I think Ludacris was up there, like highly up there for me. And it was strictly off of his skill level.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about albums, T.I. albums are better. Like, to me, they're better. Like, to me, I still think they are better. Fuck that. That's what I'm standing on. Because I was dying on this hill on Twitter. I don't care. But I think it's mainly because Ludacris has the hits. And I think those are what people will remember.
Yeah.
But Ludacris did get more gimmicky as he got older. But we talking about first four.
I'm about to say, you better not reference Red Light District.
Red Light District was trash. You know this.
I think that was like his whole get up from the jump, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, he was always I think he was more so like the sexual innuendo rapper.
Got you.
Got it.
Was it the first video he upside down or dropped bows on him?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. He was always
Southern Hospitality.
So everything was always like animated with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Yeah.
I feel like he was playing off the Ludacris, be a little bit more like.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I definitely see that.
Yeah.
But I just think as T.I. was a better storyteller, and I think his albums age better. I just don't know if I find myself going back to listen to certain Ludacris albums like that. But I go back and listen to T.I. album. Now, no, sometimes it's relatability. I can't relate to what T.I. talking about, but if you're talking about sonically, I want to listen to all that. Now, if you're talking about hits, okay, that's different.
Yeah.
I can't argue that.
Damn.
I can't argue hits. Like,
T.I. got hits too, though.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like solo Ludacris hits, I think he has more of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ludacris was more of he was a better pop feature too. I mean, he was on Justin Bieber's Baby, and the rest is history.
That's true. And T.I. was what, on Justin Timberlake?
T.I. was they had the Rihanna song.
Excuse me.
Which song was that?
Live Your Life?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was a real big song.
Yeah, that was his song too, actually.
Oh, shit, was it?
Mm-hmm. Live Your Life.
That's the only really like super big T.I. song I could really think about
Yes.
right now. I know he got more.
I mean, he has more,
Yeah.
but like if you think like maybe
Why You Wanna.
probably his biggest song by himself, maybe Bring 'Em Out.
And see, I mean, that song was big, but I don't even think that song was that big.
Yeah,
The
I'm
joint
talking
with
about
Rihanna might have
I'm
been bigger than
I'm
that.
talking about a solo, like T.I., no features, no help,
I
just
think
him.
Rubber Band Man might have been bigger than that. Either that or not Live Your Life, but
Damn, see, I can't even really think any like T.I. singles
think
with
all
just
the
him
singles.
though.
I know, right? So if it's like you going off Ludacris, okay, Ludacris got him for days,
Yeah.
and then not to mention feature killer, and then when they went head to head up on when Young Buck's on, Ludacris got that.
I mean, of course.
So, of course, like Ludacris is the punchline rapper. He showed more personality than T.I. ever did on the mic.
I think after Fast and the Furious though, he was just like cool on the rap.
I mean, yeah, he getting movie money, so
Yeah.
shit, why not? But so it sounds like if the discussion is anything other than albums, you picking Ludacris.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he said album, so I went
So yeah,
album.
no, yeah. I mean, yeah, stick to the topic. So I got it.
But if you talking about a better rapper, you didn't say that.
True.
You said better albums.
Yeah.
I mean, Ludacris can make an album, but I don't think it's kind of like making a whole bunch of good songs rather than making something that's cohesive.
Yeah.
You think that's how I looked at it.
That makes sense. I think I agree with that.
I just like Ludacris albums. It was funny, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and you talking about somebody that went and bought Ludacris albums. So, like, like, I'm a fan of both, and I hated that I had to go there. But I was like, look, if
For the-
this
yeah,
is
for
the
the
basis
sake of the-
of debate,
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was young, so it was like at that
And-
time it was funny. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It was easy to gravitate to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. Dope. Shout out to Dante, man. All right, so for my off the dome, I recently read that Black Thought is going to be like hosting like a master class on how to like MC basically. So that they got me to thinking, what two rappers or hip hop artists would you guys like if you could be able to if you could pay whoever or you know pick whoever it is to help you learn how to MC? Two rappers. Who would they be and why?
I'll let my guest go first.
I feel like I would pick. You say two?
Two, yeah.
I'm stuck on three, but I'm gonna go with like Common
Okay.
and like Kendrick Lamar. I was gonna say Jay-Z, but I'm gonna go with Common and Kendrick.
Now, why those two?
I feel like Common because of like I feel like he's real strong on like freestyling. So like that's like one thing that's like, and he keeps his stuff clean. You know what I mean? So it's like also like how do you throw the topics off? You know what I mean? His pen is just strong. And with Kendrick Lamar, I just feel like he got overall everything. I feel like he's the best rapper we've ever seen personally, like my opinion. So I feel like just to tap into the mind of like his thought process and things like that too. So
That's dope.
yeah.
Fool with that.
Okay. I know what everyone's thinking, but I'm not going to say Jay-Z.
I
Promise myself.
I just knew you was gonna say Jay-Z.
No, I try to think outside of the box sometimes. Like, I know Hov, you know, we put him over here. But I would definitely say, Royce the 5'9" is one. Severely underrated lyricist, been able to maintain his staying power in hip-hop. I think Royce been out here since 99, lowest of keys.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been out for a minute.
Been out for a while.
Yeah.
And been able to translate very, very well in this new era. Like, just finding ways to reinsert himself into the culture.
Yeah.
So I like him as a wordsmith. And then as far as like my charisma and stage presence and stuff like that, I would say Snoop. Snoop is a hip hop icon. Probably one of the biggest we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, so most people bow down to Snoop because of his, you know, and Snoop been out here forever.
No, that's a fact.
And Snoop has a great charisma about him. So
That's what's up.
yeah.
You know, sometimes it's almost sickening that we like have the same answers. Cause thinking about this, I actually thought long and hard about this, and I already knew off the top my first answer would be Twista, only because of like how he's able to rap to his ability, putting so many words in a bar. Like that's great to me, and the amount of breath control that he has to have in order to rap the way he does. I'm so intrigued by that. Like. Shit is amazing. But my other choice is Royce the 5'9". Mainly because the way he rhymes words is great to me. Like he just put out a new he got a new track with like T.I. and Saha. And like just listening to that, it's like, how are you able to rhyme like this? Like it's not too many people can rhyme the way he does, to me, in my opinion. And I think it's just amazing. So that's why I would choose Royce.
Damn it.
I know, right? Like, and like I had that, so I couldn't.
You know what?
I guess the other person I would choose is Busta Rhymes, because you mentioned stage presence, and from what I've seen, like I've never seen Busta in person, but like looking at videos of him performing, like even now, like he got so much energy. Like how you got all this energy?
Yeah.
Like it's dope.
Yeah. I should have said like Biggie or Big Pun. Breath control. They really showed me the way.
Yeah, you say representation matters.
Representation matters.
So yeah, man, listeners, let us know. If you could choose any two rappers or hip hop artists to teach you how to MC, which two would you choose? And
yeah, if you
between Ludacris
and T.I., which one you going with? Let's just say albums, people.
Yeah, strictly off albums.
Strictly off albums.
Who you going with? All right, man. So transitioning, right? I don't.
Hot damn ho, here we go again.
Listen, I know Ralph is tired of talking about this, but
I'm definitely like, I'm exhausted. Like,
Colin, I guess this will be the last time we discuss it, but I thought this whole situation was a little interesting.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to read up on this to get the full timeline, and I think I still may be a little confused, but the NFL set up a workout for him at the Atlanta Falcons practice facility or whatever in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the date of, from what I read, Colin Kaepernick actually changed the location for whatever reasons. And then, so he had the workout at a high school in Atlanta. Now, first of all, how do we feel about the NFL setting up the workout for Colin?
Well, now that everything's kind of the shit has hit the fan, it seems like the NFL did this just to save face.
Yeah.
Mainly because I think Colin still is in litigation with them, going over that stuff. Like I know he won. He settled.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think it's another case. Like it's full
something
on
different.
Yeah, something
different.
So to say that we offered, boom, here you go, and then you offer it on a Saturday, which most teams are preparing for Sunday,
Right.
and usually those, what I'm being told, what's been reported, usually those workouts are held on Tuesdays. So you can have all the scouts and all that. Them scouts ain't paying attention to you the day before a game.
Right.
They either in college games or preparing for the game.
Makes sense. Now, I did read that there were scouts there. Now,
I mean, lower level intern, like
so people that don't really matter.
It was a scout.
I mean, it's scouts, but I mean, you're not gonna put your best people out for Colin Kaepernick on a Saturday when you can go to, a big time college game.
It's all fishy to me, man. Like it's.
I mean, the NFL doing it, yeah, definitely fishy.
Now,
why they did it now, I don't.
I feel like Jay-Z had a little hand in that. You know what I mean? And I feel like it was mainly to probably get him, Colin, at least people to talk about him, get him in there. But I also feel like Colin might have felt like a pawn. So he's like, oh, okay. So because he's the one that changed it up. So
Right.
I feel like for him to do that, it's like him being like, oh, no, I'm going to have the ball in my court.
Yeah.
Rather than y'all handle everything. So, because I feel like, part of me feel like, I don't know if he want to play football again. Like, I feel like he might have just, he might be doing this to just be like, yo, like, I got to take a stand,
Yeah.
and be that person to be like, yo.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had the same feeling, but then I thought like, okay, he's going to this workout, so like he could have just declined it, right?
Yeah, and then we're not here.
Yeah.
Because it did make sense for him to take it under those circumstances. I think it was a lot of iffy wording in the waiver that he was going to sign,
Right.
like the injury waiver, and only no press can be there and all this great stuff. So I get maybe you want to control your narrative, because if you want to show 32 teams you can play, yeah, I want some leeway in this.
Yeah.
But then again, hey, look, I never seen in the history, in all my years of living, and I'm talking like I'm old, but I've never seen all this for somebody that's not essentially a starter. Like, true. I mean, for now, I will give him credit and I will give him kudos for staying in tip-top shape and hasn't played a game in 3 years.
Yeah.
So, salute.
Yeah.
But.
And I mean, that could just be him like wanting to be in shape. That's probably not even for the NFL. That could just be him, like
habit.
Yeah, but it's just like but he's always said he still wanted to play. I think that's the thing. So I'm confused on the why. Why did you change it? Why did you do all this thing? Why are you poking the bear? Clearly, because we know what you know.
Yeah.
I think he just can't prove it. Like, we know the NFL is colluding in a way. Like, I mean, maybe we just can't prove it, but the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And that's what I think he's trying to do, but I don't think he wants to play football. Because if you want to play football, hey, my guy, we have the Canadian Football League, XFL about to start up in February. Like, I mean, look, if you still want to play football, there are other avenues. So it's not like Arena League popping. Like, I mean,
I guess I feel like it's like, why would I go play for them if it's like the top is, you know what I'm saying, is the NFL? Because then it's true. Like I'm downgrading, you know what I'm saying, of what I worked so hard for.
And he's had major success in the NFL.
Went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so
that's I was gonna say.
Well,
so it's like,
I mean, I wouldn't say major success.
I mean,
You don't
went to the
you don't
Super Bowl.
think?
He was young.
MVP or nothing. Like,
I mean, if he stayed in long enough, maybe.
NFL, I'm just saying,
Just
like,
saying.
he has no football clout. I mean, yeah, he has the stats. But I'm talking about, like, are we talking about the NFL MVP? Or are we talking about somebody that was, like, offensive player of the year or something?
Yeah,
No.
I get what you said.
No.
But okay,
Cap had a good year and a half. That's what people failing to realize. People had like he was just out here blazing it for 7-8 years.
but do you think had he stayed in on the the progression level, do you think he could have made it to one of those stats or
I mean,
stats?
anything's possible. Hey,
So
we're operating in the what ifs.
yeah.
But
True.
I'm talking about what I see. Like I'm operating on that.
Listen, man, I'm just saying, like, a quarterback who has played in the Super Bowl, it's demeaning for them to go to the
quarterbacks that played in the Super Bowl that ain't good.
True, but he was good though. We can agree that he was
I'm poking
good.
holes in it because I mean you have to make it make sense.
We can
Because-
agree he was good though.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that.
That's what I'm saying.
But all this attention for somebody that's gonna come back and be all right. That's what I'm saying.
So I guess we didn't really see that much footage. I saw him throw one football. The shit was long as fuck. That's all I'm saying.
Like,
That's all I'm saying.
He's gonna come back and be maybe a second stringer.
Jameis Winston, he the quarterback for the Buccaneers, right? Mm-hmm. Now he's having a terrible year, if I'm not mistaken. Couldn't Colin come in and take his place?
Yeah, I mean, but he's gonna be on a bad team. He's gonna be on a horrible team.
Shit, so
All right.
shit.
And then we can get back to the narrative of the people saying, "Oh, he was trash before." So what does that prove? Because I want Colin to come in and succeed. I don't. Want him to come
same.
I don't want him to come into a bad situation.
Yeah.
I just want the man to play football. Again. If that's what he want to do, I want him to play football because I feel like that's like he want to do it, but I still feel like the politics makes it so difficult.
It's. I think it's on both sides because like, okay, let's make it another situation. He comes there with a Kunta Kinte shirt on.
You think that that has
Hell yeah, that has something. What the hell do you have that on for?
why not?
Johnny, are you wearing a Kunta Kinte shirt to a job interview?
Well, I have to wear a suit. You can't wear a suit to.
That's not my point. Is keep your okay now.
So so you're saying he needs to keep the politics separate from football?
Okay, he can okay. We know you have this policy. You have this politics. You have this way of thinking. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's understood. Mm-hmm. But why do you doing shit like that? That's gonna keep conversation. Like, what does Kunta Kinte have to do with you throwing the football right now?
I just don't feel like he gotta change who he is. You know what I mean? Just to play football, because I feel like that's kind of
that's trolling.
So you think he's trolling?
Yes.
I feel like
you think he's trolling?
He's trolling. He might be trolling a little bit.
I'm sorry, that's just trolling.
So let me.
Kunta Kinte.
Listen, let me ask you.
How is that a slave? Like, you can't equate this to slavery. That's why I'm pissed. Nothing about this is slavery. Like, that is a first world problem. That man is a millionaire. I'm sorry, that's why I'm getting pissed.
I mean, I feel where you're coming from.
I like his energy. Keep this shit up.
I guess he's trying to make it seem like how Roger Goodell, you know what I'm saying, how they run the NFL. It's not like how they run the NBA. You know what I'm saying? The NBA is way more lenient. You know what I mean? But like the NFL, they kind of want you to be their way. You know what I mean? Like whip you into shape. And I feel like that's why he's doing that. It's like you can't make me.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and I get that.
Yeah,
and I'm not 100% disagreeing, but let me ask you: you don't think there's just a slight chance that he just wears these types of shirts all the time? And he just pulled up like, oh shit, I forgot I had this shit today. I got the shirt on. You don't think there's
you trolling me?
No, he got a point though, because he might like.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he's getting off on that. Like, you have to think about it. It's a certain niche of people that follow Colin Kaepernick's every move.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, stick it to the man. You got the Kunta Kinte shirt on. What the fuck does that got to do with anything right now? Like, if your job, if what you're doing is essentially trying to play football, like, I understand there has to be compromises on both sides. I'm not excluding the NFL for what they're doing, but I'm looking at Colin and what he's doing. It's a little dicey.
Why you not looking at the NFL and what they doing?
Oh, it's already understood that they fuck. Fuck. You know, like it's already understood that they on they dumb shit. Like I'm not excusing them. I'm looking at Colin. It's like, okay, if what you want is to come back and play football, maybe you got to compromise a little bit. I'm not saying compromise your morals and your standards, but come on now.
I'm trying to think, like, if there is any other name on his shirt besides, like,
why does he
Malcolm X or
like,
Martin Luther King? Like,
Why
would you feel the same way if
why
those
don't he
names?
just have on the Nike shirt and he got an endorsement from them? No, I mean,
what if Nike made the Kunta Kinte shirt?
Lies.
I'm saying, what if?
But y'all notice we ain't talking about him playing football though, and he did. They said.
I mean, now he looked good, and
like
he looked good.
Like,
Listen, again, I only saw him throw one football, so I don't know.
they said that
The shit was
he's
long.
still throwing at an elite level. So
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
but that's the thing. Like, okay.
it's like riding a bike for him. He's still in shape, so I figured once he get out there on the field, I'm sure he's thrown footballs in the years that he's been out of the NFL. So it's like, of course, he still got it. Like, I don't think that was ever a question, to me, at least.
Really?
I don't think that was ever a question. It's just who wants to pick him up.
Okay, now this is the other question. Does he want to play football? Does he want to be the face of the cause?
He wants to be the face of the cause, though.
I don't think he wants to play football. Because it's like, why would I wear the Kunta Kinte shirt has nothing to do with football. I'm going to keep going back to that.
I mean,
It's
listen,
like,
I agree. I'm just trying to play, devil's advocate.
80-20.
It's like, yeah, I'm just piss y'all off real quick. I really don't want to play. Like,
so do you think he only took the workout just to like continue his mission, I guess? Because that's what it sounds like. You leaning toward, yeah.
Because you move the workout.
45
minutes, away from where it's supposed to be, an hour and a half.
And at first, I didn't know it was him that moved it. I didn't know that at first.
Yeah, in Atlanta. So
in Atlanta traffic.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I've heard things.
So that's. I'm not. Hey man, I blame the NFL more, but Colin got some responsibility in this.
I say they need to give him 1 year. He ball out. You know what I'm saying?
But at the end of the day, it's never been this much attention for a backup. Like a quarter. Like, listen, that's some shit that's at the bottom of your screen on ESPN ticker. Like, oh, Colin Kaepernick got signed. Oh, okay. Like, because
what's the difference? All right, and it's way different. But like, what's the difference between the Colin Kaepernick situation and the Carmelo situation, though?
I don't even understand why Carmelo is not. He's in the league now.
In the same way, in a sense, the same as far as being blackballed.
If you remove the politics out of it,
the politics.
Well, because Carmelo has been way better at his job than Colin has.
You think so? Because
Carmelo.
We've seen a longer career from Melo.
I mean, you got Melo coming all the way from college, and he was a champion. And he may not have won rings in the league, but Carmelo is essentially an NBA Hall of Famer, where people want to slice it. Like,
I think that bro's been out of the league so long that we just kind of forget about Colin.
Yeah.
That could be one of the things.
And then when you friends with Melo, LeBron and D Wade, it's kind of like.
And Colin Kaepernick not in the scene.
Yeah, he's not even in that conversation.
So why was Melo even not in Because I don't even know. Why wasn't he?
Melo,
on the team?
He's used to being the number one guy. But he's not that anymore, and he's not willing to compromise on being a sixth man or coming off the bench.
Is that that's different from Colin, though, right?
Colin wanted to start for a while before we got to this point.
But even then, he was still in the league though until he started kneeling.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about during this free agency period. He felt that he should be starting.
So. Is it
which he possibly could have?
Is it that he hasn't been picked up because he wants to start?
That was the narrative at first. At first, he wants to be a starter, which he said through different avenues, but he said that he wanted to start.
Yeah.
Now it's like you might start depending on the team's quarterback situation, but he's not an overall. I don't think he's a starter. That's me personally watching the game.
So let's just say a team does decide to sign him, and the team says no, you're going to be the backup. Mm-hmm. Do y'all think he'll accept that?
If he wants to play, he'll take it.
I feel like he'll accept it.
Okay.
But he can go start.
Depends on what team, but
yeah.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that. No, he can go start in the XFL. XFL's a
he should come to St. Louis, goddamn.
Y'all going to the game?
Yeah, I'm definitely going.
I might try to go to that first one.
Those tickets
for
are
real.
too cheap for me now.
Yeah, like why not?
Like, on the 50-yard line for like $80.
Right there, goddamn. I have all my Battle Hawk shit on.
Right.
That's starting what, February?
Yeah.
Okay.
It probably start like a week after the Super Bowl, right?
And
a week or two after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, something like that. And this is another point too. I was just like, well, if now we can kind of tie into him still want to play football, go to these other avenues, fuck them up. Like do numbers over there.
Yeah.
Make people realize that you can still play over there.
Yeah.
Because that's how other.
It's also risking your body. You know what I mean? Because I mean,
don't go to arena, but like Canadian or XFL. Let's say if the XFL, has like decent a level of talent, and Colin Kaepernick blows up over there. Okay, well somebody will give him a call in.
Yeah.
But no.
I'm calling it now. 2021. Colin gonna be in St. Louis playing for the XFL. Them tickets gonna skyrocket.
If it's an XFL in 2021.
Right.
No, that's facts. That's facts. That's facts. We saw what happened to the last one. Yeah. All right, man. We'll take a quick break and then we'll be back with our interview with Anthony Lucius. All right, man. So let's get into your music career. So like I said previously, like I've known you for hellas, but I did not know you were like really into music like that until a few years ago. So talk to us about how you actually got started in music.
I got into music actually when we first met, as far as in AIM camp. I did that talent show. I don't know if you remember those talent shows at the end of the
I
year.
don't remember shit from high school. So
Well,
I know
we was in this group. Well, it's like a summer camp. It was called AIM, Adventures in Motivation. And at the end of the year, they would throw these talent shows. And I forgot what. It was me and my homie Montez and Carlos. We did some song. It was some popular song.
Gotcha.
But like, we got a nice little reception. It was packed. And I felt like that feeling. Ever since I got that feeling, I was like, I want to keep experiencing it. I was like 12, probably like 12, 13, something like that.
Okay.
And ever since then, I was like, all right. I knew my cousin, he rapped, Jay Coates.
Okay.
He had a studio at his mom's basement. So I go to my aunt's house and learn how to record and just kind of went from there. I just figured out the love from that. So I just started recording myself and kind of took it. Here I am now. So like, that's the main thing.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Now, so you got started when you were a teenager. Who were like some of your influences when you started like developing your own sound and making your own music?
I try to look at people that like made their own production. So like I was real big into like Dr. Dre. I also liked a lot of engineers. So like I was a big Drake fan.
Okay.
But like I was always wondering like, why do we love Drake so much? And I felt like, who was his engineer and things like that. So 40, I always studied the artist and the engineer or the artist and the producer.
Okay.
I feel like those are like the best people to like look up to. So like, Kendrick Lamar as mixed by Ali, 40, Drake, the Eminem, Dr. Dre. So that was the main thing. So like those duos, I always like looked at those duos and tried to be like, okay. Even though I didn't have no main person, it was like I had to be my own artist and producer, but at the same time I feel like that's how I honed in on my sound.
That's what's up. Why Anthony Lucius?
That's actually my name. Man.
Yeah, okay.
So
well, I mean, just like why not a nickname? That why.
Yeah.
Why use your real
I went
name?
through my phases. So it's funny story. I actually used to go by SD. So like Johnnie probably know when I was coming up, they called me Scooby.
Yeah,
so,
like, I do remember that.
I don't know. You took your nickname. So I took the Scooby Doo, and it was
shortened
SD.
it. Yeah.
And I went by that for it, and I was like, I had everything. It's like your main man SD. Like I used to always be
Had
cool
your
with
own
that.
drops
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
Like yeah. So, but then I realized like I can't be a grown man called Scooby.
Scooby Doo. Yeah.
I'm like, what? My name. So my name is Anthony Lucius Walker Jr. So I just dropped the Walker and Jr. because I didn't want to be like my pops. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be Lil Lucius. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main thing.
Lil Lucius.
Yeah.
That sounds like some pimp shit.
My dad's name Anthony Lucius too. So it's like I don't want to. They always call me Lil Lucius growing up.
Okay.
Like, I feel like. How could I still be called Lucius without the Lil Lucius? So
Yeah,
it's like,
you definitely can't have Lil Lucius as a rap name. Cause
definitely not.
Yeah, your content will be way different.
That is very true.
Way different.
Yeah.
That's funny as hell. Going back to like the rapper producer duo talk. So like when you used to buy CDs, you probably actually went through read the books and shit. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
I did that for a period of time, but then I got lazy. But that's cool. Like you don't really hear, at least I don't really hear artists say that like they study the artist and the engineer that they're paired with, because that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Now I know you're probably your own worst critic. So what do you think is probably like the your progression? Like how do you feel that you progressed as an artist since the time you were SD to now Anthony Lucius?
I feel like I got rid of the ego.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I was doing little stuff here and there, and I feel like us as local artists sometimes, like, we get to traveling, we get to doing things, and I say at 16, I was having things happen for me. I had a small little contract and all this stuff, so I had this big head, especially being a teenager.
Yeah.
So I feel like now, like, I know who I am, so like I'm put that in my music. Well, I feel like before then, if you listen to my old music, I'm talking about a lot of stuff I didn't do, didn't live, But now it's like I want to talk about what I went through, my experiences, but still be good music, not like this heavy material. So that's where
How did you get to that point? Was it like just age and maturity, just growing up, or was it something that clicked that said, "No, I can't be doing this. I can't be talking about this stuff that I don't really do"? Like, how did you make that progression?
I wanted my parents and I wanted my like elders to listen to my music, but like I still didn't want to like compromise and be like, oh, I ain't got to cuss or anything like that. So I felt like if I kept the integrity of like who I am in my music, they would like gravitate towards that more rather than me lying, sitting there talking shoot 'em up and all these cars and money I don't have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like when I talk more about my story, they know my story. So it's like me bringing that up. Then it's also when I'm on stage, I feel like I have a good presentation of bringing that to the crowd.
Yeah.
So
Now, I haven't had the pleasure of seeing you live yet, but I do recall, like on social media, how you will say, we're having a show at a secret location. And you do that, like,
A lot.
not only in St. Louis, you do that in other cities too,
Yeah.
right? So, I guess, talk about how do you set up these, I guess that might be giving away too much game.
no, actually, I don't mind giving it up. So years ago, it's about 4 years ago, I teamed up with heard of So Far Sounds?
That name sounds familiar, actually.
Well, So Far Sounds, they throw these like intimate concerts. They do them. They got them pretty much all over the world. But they have like ambassadors in each city, and I would just connect with the ambassadors, and I'd be like, "Hey, my name's Anthony Lucius. I started off in the St. Louis circuit. I was wondering if there's any way I can hop on a show. You know what I mean?" So
Nice.
sometimes they say no, sometimes they say yes.
Yeah.
So when they do say yes, we get the car packed up, we get the rehearsing, and we go out there. So, and the good thing about it is they provide the people, so like I don't have to like promote, I just have to worry about the music.
Gotcha.
I feel like from there on out, I can build my fan base, email sign up list, because that's the main thing.
Yeah.
If they're giving you the people, you gotta, really like
Yeah.
use that. So
Yeah.
it's like I try to make sure I network, I talk, hey, how y'all doing? My name's Anthony Lucius, and go from there. So
Networking is definitely key, like in all avenues, not just music, just
yeah,
in general.
we've done like 12 cities, so that's like a good
Oh,
thing.
wow.
Yeah.
Fire, right?
That's
That's dope.
Yeah.
Now, in the current music climate, I would say like back when we were young, you probably needed a cosign from a major artist to get on. Right now, you don't need that. SoundCloud, all the streaming sites,
Yeah.
they're there for your disposal. So I don't think, would you be looking for something like that, or it's just like if I'm presented to the world and they accept me, cool. But if I need like kind of like that leg up,
Yeah.
like that
I feel
somebody
like
kicking the door, like
Yeah, that'd be cool, but I'm real comfortable where I'm
Yeah.
where I'm at. I mean, I still want to keep growing.
Yeah,
I want to,
yeah.
get a bigger fan base and things like
Yeah.
that. But I do a partnership with United Way, and I teach kids music production too. So like that's my main thing. Is just like I remember being that age and trying to like get into music. So I
Yeah.
feel like if I can give them the game at 12, 13, by the time they my age, they ain't got to worry about going through the stuff that I had to go through. So like that's the main thing.
Yeah, I was actually gonna get to that later, because I read that on your website. So talk about how that came about. Like, how did you partner with United Way, and then how can other students get into the program?
Okay, so it was dope. I don't know if y'all know Andrew Gibson.
Yeah, we got to get out more, bro.
Yeah.
We got to
look
get
it
out
up
more.
like-
So Andrew Gibson, he man, dope individual. He has a Freedom Arts Center, and he has this group of kids he tutors. It's him and his wife, and they let me volunteer, and I was volunteering for a summer, and he liked what I was doing, and he kind of threw me an alley-oop and said, hey, I know some people in some places. I can get you the meeting. You know what I'm saying? I can't promise you something, but got me in the door.
Yeah.
Had the meeting, and from there on out, they put me at 4 schools in East St. Louis. And then
Dope.
from there on out, I just went to St. Louis, talked to more people. So that was the really like the play to him to throw me that. As far as, like the music.
So how does that work? Is the equipment in the schools, like, and the students could just come in and use it when they want, or how does that work?
So it's an after-school program. I provide the equipment to these different schools. So we got Hammeran, different centers in East St. Louis. So I'll come there after their school, do like an hour. It's different days, and I'll teach them. So I go up to the center and tell them if they want to learn songwriting, producing, or recording. They'll usually get to pick one out of the 3. And then we'll take a 6-week course and we'll just learn that. So one day out of the week, I'll go to each center. So spend my time doing that. So
That's dope, man. Yeah. So are you in the middle of, like, I guess, program right now? Or?
I actually took a break for this like fall, winter
semester. Yeah.
Yeah, just so I could get focused on the music. Because I took 2 years off of music because I've been doing that. I mean, I still was doing shows and stuff, but I feel like making music, I was like kind of falling behind.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to get back on and get some relevance going. So that was my main thing. I'm like, all right. But then January, I'm going to pick it back up and pick up where I left off and get more kids involved. I'm trying to get more of my friends to help out as far as like to teach the kids too.
Okay. That's what's up. Now, in the warm-up, you laced us with some dope production. So I wanted to ask you, like, where do you find yourself having to balance like that production and your, you know, your rapping ability? I mean, your rapping, because I know some people like, I'm produce my own beats and rap, and you know, it's all me. Yeah. Like, you know, is that something that you like? Would you shy away another producer? Like, hey, no, I'm good.
No, I like working with other producers actually.
Okay.
So like the main thing I like to do, I like to engineer my music. Okay. So like I feel like nobody knows my voice like me. And
okay.
So working with it for so long, I have a lot of layers when it comes to my music. So I know how I want to record. And it's just trial and error. Like I listen to my old stuff and be like, man, what was I thinking? But sometimes I'll like go and pay for an hour. I go out of town, pay for some time just to learn, you know, because I didn't go to school to like learn the music production. So.
Oh, you didn't go to EI Institute?
Nope, I didn't go. I didn't go. Like I went to school, I went to college, but I didn't go to like school for you know the audio engineering. But I feel like it's something I love to do.
Okay.
And I record other artists around the area too. So
that's dope.
So you're completely like self-taught, like music period, like engineering, producing, lyrics, all of that.
Since 12, yup.
That's
aim camp.
That's dope, man.
I love it.
That's what's up. Like that's fine.
Funny story is when I was young, it was actually the year after aim camp. I took my closet and I took all the clothes out.
Oh,
yeah, it was one of those things. And
did you staple
the foam?
No, what you call them joints that you put the cups in, like the cup holders? Did you staple those?
No, I took my Christmas money and I got a computer and then I got the little foam from Guitar Center.
Yeah.
And I didn't even ask my parents. I just glued it on the wall. They walked in there. My stepdad at the time, he was like, you know, he did it already. We
just let him do it. Yeah.
So
that's what's up.
And thankful for him. Like,
right? Because like, so who would have known? Like, had your parents said take it down, like, who knows what could have happened? Like with your music career, like maybe you would have been just like, nah, I don't want to do it no more, or something like that. Yeah. So parents always, you know, mold your children, see what they like to do. You know, encourage them, encourage the youth.
Now, I got a layered question. Now, with the They Say freestyle, I listen to dope, classic cold beat. You know.
Yeah, look,
But why did you choose that beat, and did you produce that, or you know, flipped it or whatever?
No, it's actually the Lonnie Liston sample.
Okay,
So it's the same one from Dead Presidents.
Okay,
Mary J. Blige, No More Pain. Yeah, it's just a popular sample. Actually, a friend of mine made that beat.
Okay,
and he just. I like to challenge myself. So people would send me stuff and be like, I bet you can't rap on this. So that was one of those things where it's like somebody challenged me. And
because that piano is classic. So it's like, okay, you going on this. And that was the first thing I clicked on. I was like, oh, homie, going for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I tuned in. I was like, okay, all right, respect.
Now, you just mentioned, now this is how my mind works, right? You just mentioned like challenging yourself on other people's beats.
Yeah.
Now that got me feeling like Fun Flicks. I'm trying to freestyle. I'm not gonna put you on the spot like that. I'm not gonna put you on the spot. That's just how my mind works. Now going back to the 12 cities that you performed in, what's been like your favorite city to perform in, and then what can someone expect from an Anthony Lucius show?
Okay. I would say either Chicago or Denver.
Okay.
I feel like they always give good feedback. So after the show, they'll let me know, like, yo, I was really feeling this song for this reason and that. And just the vibe. Like, I feel like they always just give good energy.
Yeah.
But at Anthony Lucius' show, you're going to get all of me. Like, that's my main thing. Whether I got my band, whether I'm up there by myself, I make sure I leave a piece of me up on that stage.
Yeah.
I got so much passion. And I feel like if you got the passion for it, you can't, like, fake it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right.
I feel like as soon as I get on stage and I open my mouth, that's my main thing. I'm not trying to be no gimmick. I'm not trying to. I go up there, hey, my name's Anthony Lucius. I came here to rap today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I get to going.
Straight to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because
what's
I
up.
feel like music should be, if I like his music, not the other,
The-
you know,
the other way
the
around.
other annex that
Yeah.
come with it. Like that's cool, but
Okay.
that's why I feel like I make sure my music speaks for itself.
That's what's up.
Man, now let me ask you this. How did you let Nike Turbo get on Hustle and Flow? No, I was like, of all the representation of this damn area, but it's like,
And he did his thing, man. His thing. I
Right.
can't dance, man. But yeah.
but no, but looking at the credits on the songs that you posted on Apple Music, it says Squad Music Group. Now, is that your label? Or,
Yeah, it's just a in-house collective. That's
Okay.
kind of what we go by.
Okay.
Yeah, just squad, and we just spell it a little different.
Okay,
That's
I like that because it was like a dollar sign, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now that's dope. Now is that like now you said it's a collective, like how would you compare or kind of give the people a glimpse of what Squad is, like who's on there?
I would just say it's mainly like my core group of friends.
Okay.
So like usually when I'm on the road, I try with a like core group.
Yeah.
I don't know, like you know what I mean. Like you just gotta feel secure. So,
Yeah.
That's what Squad is.
Okay.
Also, my homie Sibo, he just moved to Portland though. He used to help me out with all my productions, transcribe my music. So got Sibo, but he just left like a month ago. So
Okay.
we still working.
That's dope. Now,
Man.
for somebody who is just being introduced to Anthony Lucius's music, damn, I hope I said that plural right. Where would you point them? Would you point them to a specific project that you've done or a specific song that you've done? Where would you point them for somebody first time hearing you?
I
Hearing
would
your music?
say the my latest song I just dropped, the single, the What You Want.
Okay.
So it's like my first song I dropped in 2 years, and I feel like I picked up where I left off, but it's like way better. Like you can hear the progression. So it's like I've matured a lot, and then also the video as well. It just shows my maturity. So if you look at my old videos compared to now, it's
Yeah.
almost like night and day. It's like man, like it's almost like you could hear bits and pieces. Like oh, he kind of good, but I feel like now it's like you seem comfortable and you seem confident with what you're saying. you
Right.
know?
And I was going to get to the video next actually because I peeped the video, which is dope visual. I love good visuals to good music, and I appreciate how the visuals complement the music. Now, with this video for What You Want, I noticed that there's a man and a woman in different settings, and they're doing like an interpretive dance, so to speak,
Yeah, they're on
to
court.
what you're rapping.
Yep.
Could you explain like how that came about?
Okay, so Bia Jamura, she shot the video. I met her out in New York.
Okay.
She's also the editor for Ingrid Goes West. It's a movie with O'Shea Jackson Jr. in it, and it's Aubrey De Plaza.
Dope.
She's the one that shot my video.
Okay.
The dance-
Name drop.
I know.
I
Hey,
love it.
shit, talk about it.
The dancer as well as I got to give props to Ricky. Ricky's the male choreographer. I actually grew up with Ricky, and the female dancer is Angel Ennis. She's based out of Los Angeles. She's also one of the ballerinas from the Travis Scott and Schoolboy Q Chopsticks video.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
So they came up with their own like choreography. I sent them the music. I can't dance at all, but they really have like passion in what they do. So you can see it like when they like dancing on the actual like video. And I feel like we just had a good storyboard beforehand. Like B is really professional, so we already knew what every shot was gonna look like before we even shot it. So like that was the main thing that made me feel like reassured with everything.
That's what's up, man. That's dope. Now I want to go back. Now that I know these people's names, I want to go back and look at it just to get a different perspective. So
Yeah, I didn't know it was a video. I had to check it out. Definitely.
Yeah.
But I want to do a career projection interview. I always do this with artists when they come on. So once you feel like you've gotten in the door as far as music goes, everybody knows who Anthony Lucius is.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see yourself like dabbling in? Like, is it fashion, movies, like, behind the boards, executive? Like, what do you think you may want to do outside of music?
I feel like community outreach is like the big thing for me. Coming from the east side, it's like I want to be that artist to be like, yo, when gave people this shot, this chance. Like, I feel like if I'm not the first biggest thing, I feel like I know somebody in the area that could be the biggest thing, and whether I could like help them get there. So like, even if it's not me, my main thing is like having somebody represent where I come from, where we come from, the right way. You know,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's my first and foremost thing. Like, I want to make sure like somebody from my city is like brought on well, and then like with me, I'm good, man. Like whatever. I don't know, like I said, I'm in tune with myself, man. As far as like the music, I'm gonna keep making music, whether what I'm saying, a million people listen to it, 100 people listen to it. That's just something that I love to do.
It's just in you.
Yeah. But like teaching and giving that like mentorship, like I gotta do that, But eventually, I want a studio, a bigger studio and stuff. I got my own, but like just progression, just like any other person.
Yeah.
So.
Dope. That's beautiful, man. Listen, I always appreciate when people from the city are doing positive things. Not only like just within their own careers, but like reaching back and like giving, like teaching the children how to, produce and engineer and that type of stuff. Like, that's great. Like, I love to hear stuff like that. It's great. So I gotta ask you this, because Skrilla is the homie. Skrilla's been on at least once.
Yeah, at least once.
Now, when y'all gonna do a track together, or have y'all done it and I missed it?
Yeah, we used to work a lot, like when we was younger, like 16, 17. But then it's just like, I feel like he's so busy, I'm so busy.
True.
We need to link up. I feel like we boys, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like when it comes to the music, we don't really like bring that up. Yeah. It's more like, how you doing? How your mama? And I like that rather than like, because I feel like when something comes and he'll think of me or I think of him, that time will come.
Got you. I'm calling it now. It's going to be a joint project. Skrilla and Anthony Lucius. Oversaturated is hosting.
We'll do the skit like Carlos and Chico.
That's what I was getting at. We gonna come on the beginning like, you were tuned in. I'm ready for that.
We need to make it happen.
But like you said, you recently just dropped What You Want as the single.
Yes.
Right. Is there an album somewhere in the loom in the near future, or something like it, or working on it? Like,
what I've been doing is I'm gonna drop music every Friday to the end of the year.
Okay.
So I will be dropping a 5-track EP before the year's over.
Okay.
But I just want to I recorded like 200 songs. So it's like, I just want to keep like picking and choosing on what I think will be like good content. I'm not going to put all 200
right,
of course, but it's like just picking and choosing for at least the end of this year. I feel like what my good songs were that I recorded. And then
whatever you think your trashiest song is, it'll probably hit. That'll be the one that
take off. Yeah, like it's interesting because we felt like we've had some real bad episodes.
Really?
But like those are the episodes that people like talk about the most.
Yeah.
It's like,
and
word?
We getting out, we try to be deep. We started out very, very like, we're not touching this.
Yeah.
And as we progress this podcast, as I would say, we start touching, more and more topics.
Yep.
We wouldn't have talked about a Kaepernick situation when we first started. Like
Right,
that's
right.
like we would never like, nah, fuck that. But we talked about it. I think we all had valid points. We had, we agreed to disagree on certain
good
points.
debate. Yeah.
But I guarantee you, no one will talk about what we said. No one will talk about that.
Oh man, that's too funny. So yeah, man. Ralph, you got anything else?
I don't know. I think I'm good. Like, I mean,
Yeah, I'm good too. I want to leave the listeners with the song.
So, before you play the song, let them, plug his, everything.
Man,
like you
I got excited to play the music. I got excited to play the music.
But Anthony, since we're pretty much signing off right now.
Let the listeners know where they can find your music, where they can find you on social media, all that good stuff.
Yes.
All right. On any streaming channels, it's just everything is just Anthony Lucius. You spell Lucius Lucius. It's no O, because people always make that mistake. So it's Lucius. You can find all of my content, my videos, my music at anthonylucius.com. Also, like I said, streaming services. I don't have a Twitter, but I have an Instagram. It's Anthony Lucius.
Yeah.
It's dope. And his website is dope too. So definitely check out his
I
website.
designed everything on my website, so hopefully y'all check that out. Y'all like
This
it.
this man's a jack of all trades.
Yes, sir.
This is
I
dope.
love it.
All right, man. Well, that's episode 66.
66.
We're gonna leave y'all with this song, "What You Want" by Anthony Lucius, and we'll holler at y'all later.
Chip, chip.
Peace.
Nothing's gonna ride with me. Bitch up on the side with me. You might get expired with me. Handle it on my lonely nigga. Nothing's gonna ride with me. Don't bitch up on the side.